The past few years have been absolutely horrific for Disney. Whether you look at the box office, where just in 2023 alone, we saw them losing well over $1 billion at the box office. Whether you're looking at their streaming service, what was touted to be the next big thing for Disney, which has still yet to actually make a profit in any quarter. That's also lost billions of dollars for them. Or whether it's the constant PR disasters, whether it's from another lawsuit, or whether it's once again some agenda that Disney has been pushing that is pissing its customers off. Well, finally, after months of back and forth between Nelson Peltz and Bob Iger, with Peltz claiming that he did not trust the Disney board to do things the right way, to get back to making money, and to stop pushing their agenda into everything, he wanted a seat on the board. Well, today is finally that day, and it did not happen. Just as I kind of speculated over the last several months, I just really never thought that Nelson Peltz had too much of a chance. It looks like he might have collected a little over 30% of the vote. That's kind of what people are saying right now. Well short of actually being able to make it on the board. But yes, officially, finally for Bob Iger has defeated activist investor Nelson Peltz in shareholder vote. And interestingly enough, since that happened, you would think that now that people know, hey, Bob Iger's in control, here's the way forward, that maybe investors would feel good about Disney. That has not necessarily been the case. In fact, there's been a little bit of a sell-off since this news officially came out. It's not like the stock is tanking or anything, but you would think that with this behind them and now just a united front moving forward, you'd think that people would feel better, less chaos involved. But that's not the case. People feel worse now that they know things are going to remain the same with Bob Iger. But it did not stop Disney from playing a little bit dirty and releasing a bunch of information while people still had time to vote that, hey, by the way, you shouldn't even vote. Nelson Peltz, he doesn't have the votes, we have the votes, so you can vote if you want, but it doesn't really matter. Disney leaked this to the media, and, very predictably, Vanguard, BlackRock, all these big-time investors that do have the most shares, they backed Bob Iger, they backed the board. One of the big reasons Nelson Peltz came up short. And you'd think that with Nelson Peltz failing in his efforts to get on the board, it might be a good day for Bob Iger, but that, not necessarily the case. In fact, Bob Iger faced a lot of questions about Disney's political agenda. A lot of callers had issues with what Disney have been doing, with Bob Iger making the same claims he always does. Well, we're not a political company. We don't advance any kind of agenda. The same things we've heard him say time after time, while Disney just continues to go out there and push that said leftist woke agenda. But I think the most compelling was what we heard from Chloe Cole. Now, if you don't know who Chloe Cole is, she is a 19-year-old girl who transitioned at, I believe, the age of around 12, and then decided she had made a colossal mistake and has been in the process of detransitioning, but her life is forever altered because of this. She spoke to all the shareholders and to Bob Iger over what Disney has been doing to children. This is from a couple years ago when this officially got approved. Disney helps employees and children transition with gender-affirming surgeries. Yes, Disney helps employees' children transition, pays for their transitioning, pays for them to be forever fucking scarred. But what they don't pay for is detransitioning. Isn't that interesting? Maybe that doesn't confirm with their gender ideology that they've been pushing. So I want you to listen. This is 2 minutes, but it's very powerful to listen to what Chloe Cole has been through and what she's trying to stop from everywhere else happening, including the shit that Disney's been pushing. Listen to this.
Good morning. I am Chloe Cole, patient advocate for Do No Harm, a group that seeks accountability in the medical profession. I am presenting proposal number 7 titled Report on Gender Transitioning Compensation and Benefits, sponsored by National Legal and Policy Center. Disney pays for gender transition interventions, but not detransitioning care. Therefore, the company discriminates based on gender identity under EEOC regulations.
So if you didn't catch that, she says that Disney pays for children to transition, but they don't pay for detransitioning care. And she's about to get into more detail about her specific situation.
I speak from personal experience as someone who was deceived and physically harmed at a young age by gender ideology, validated by the medical industry and pushed to the masses by corporations like Disney. Influenced by modern media and social networks, I began a transition to male at age 12. By age 16, after practitioners I trusted encouraged me to take puberty blockers and get a double mastectomy, I tried to come back to reality, but it was too late. My body has been irreversibly damaged, and years later, my chest is still in bandages. My doctors have abandoned me. You doctors look and shrug. As a result, I am suing those professionals who steered me into taking these destructive steps that have permanently scarred me. But Disney, in its arrogance, has responded to our proposal by stating that I am only trying to generate attention for a limited agenda. Mr. Iger, Disney, under your watch, is pushing the limited agenda of gender ideology. Disney has become the Ursula that is stealing the voices of thousands of little Ariels across the world by telling us that we can be something that we can never become. The lawsuits are coming, sir. It's only a matter of time before current or past employees whose bodies and lives have been irreversibly harmed will show up at your door looking for justice and restitution. Please vote for proposal number 7.
Holy shit. Again, I think that's pretty powerful to have somebody like that who's been through that shit. Imagine letting a 12-year-old do that to themselves. And imagine Disney fucking paying for it. That's what's been going on. And not only have they been paying for that to happen for children of their employees, but with their programming, with what they've been putting out there in the world, they are part of the reason that this is happening to children. So as happy as Bob Iger is today, that, and predictably, again, I've said pretty much every single time in almost every video that I'm very doubtful that that Nelson Peltz is going to get on the board. I thought it was an incredible long shot. I thought people were really overplaying their hands. But as happy as Bob Iger is that that's not happening, it was not a good day for Disney or for Bob Iger today. They got called out once again, very publicly, and embarrassed by people like Chloe Cole, and rightly so. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.